Hello, this is Jason Wang from Beijing. Good morning and good afternoon for everyone. Can you hear me now, dear moderator?
Yes, we are hearing very well. Please go
And
ahead.
also you can see my screen now, right? So I can start.
Yes, we are watching.
Okay, thank you so much. First of all, I'm very pleased to have such an opportunity to have a speech here. This is my first time to join TRIS Summit series of conference. And I just noticed that the team member from Nikolai just introduced software mail software and also TT trainer software. So I think he has a very big beginner, and I will follow by using such a software mainly developed by Nikolai and also his followers, and how this software be used in China, especially in Tsinghua University. So thank you so much, Korea, for your great introduction. Now I came from my presentation here. I'm Jason Wang, and I am the co-founder and CEO of the InnoCloud Beijing Technology Corporation Limited, and which this company is a very active innovation consulting and education company in China. And we have long-term relationship and partnership with masters of TRIS field, including our respective George and also Nikolai. My topic today is innovation education in practice at Tsinghua University. And my topics will include these points. First of all, I've introduced the innovation-oriented national policy of China and what is the position of Tsinghua University in Chinese engineering and technical education system. And then I will try to introduce the system framework and contents of innovation education courses we opened recently in Tsinghua University, and how these courses will be organized in a modularity way, and how such a modularity way of organization can adapt for different training purposes to very special faculty of the Tsinghua University. And I will also give one example from the output of students, and finally summarized by problem solving solved by TRIS technology to improve our efficiency of the education. Now let's start from the general situation of China recently, especially in the innovation field. All you can see that there is Innovation Index 2021, which is published by the WIPO, which is the World IP organization. In this list, China was recently ranked in 16th, which is much higher than the previous years. In most majority of the indexes, including the improvements, including the efficiency, including the input and output ratio, China is very good and with very highlight results. Even in patent application, China is the leading one in the world. But we all know that mostly this invention is improvements based, or it is incremental innovations. We really fail to see very big invention-based innovations. So this is a problem of China innovation area. Now we see Tsinghua University, which is the top one, the very best university in China, and also he's the most demanding university in China, and students are most particular about the teachers and courses. And Tsinghua is also very active and successful in the innovation and entrepreneurship education purpose. In the top university list of 2022, Tsinghua is ranked as the number 6 in all the universities worldwide, including the very famous MIT, for example, from the United States. Of course, you know that Tsinghua is the leading one, so that Tsinghua has such a responsibility or duty to train the top graduate students to fulfill the needs of the nation. So that there must be many innovation-related courses in Tsinghua before we come into the campus. In overall thinking, Tsinhua's education courses related to innovation are divided into such 3 categories. We see there are too many series and too many tools, too much popular science and too many teachers, but lack of real applications, lack of strict process, and lack of few experts. So we recommend that if we open a new innovation-related course in Tsinghua University, we must combine the innovation tools and innovation process with the entrepreneurship training, with the business and with the market-oriented attitude. Now we see the system framework and contents of innovation education courses we open in Tsinghua University. First of all, we opened a general status literacy program for the graduate students in I remember in the 2017. This is a modular course. We give a very basic introduction to innovation concepts and worldwide innovation series around the world, which is served as a module embedded in the literacy courses. So this is a short and modular, try to give a very initial impression about the students from all different engineering faculties. You see in this picture, I'm in the middle, and my colleague, Dr. Oleg Lee, also in this picture. Also just beside me is Isaac Bachman, which is a trace master from the United States. And then after that modular introduction-based course, we opened 3 postgraduate student courses to the graduate students from electrical engineering department, from electronics department, and also from mechanical and then medicine departments. All these different kind of engineering faculties or departments asked for a new kind of innovation courses. So we opened 3 kind of courses. The first one is innovation and entrepreneurship in energy internet. So that you can see we must combine innovation training and entrepreneurship, a market-oriented methodology, combine all this closely with the energy internet, which is a very fast-growing area in the world now. And the second course is the system innovation technology and entrepreneurship practice. And third one is very recent one. The course is creative psychology and creative thinking. And this course is open to the whole faculties around Tsinghua University, not only the engineering department, also the science department, also for the arts and also management departments. So it's a very general courses oriented, dedicated to the way of thinking and how to train your mode, your psychology. So we hope that these courses are designed to equip students with innovative thinking and innovative way of doing things before they select the interdisciplinary R&D works. Okay, and we try that the students come out from our courses will have a deeper understanding and a preliminary experience of entering the society before they actively start their own businesses. Now you can see the basis of our course is quite similar. This process is OTCM, also developed by Nikolai Shaporsky, who is just passed from us last year due to the pandemic. And so that this speech, and now today, I would like to contribute such a presentation to be the memory of Dr. Nikolai. The course will include the theory explanation, case studies, problem discussions, group works, and also presentations by a group of students. Besides the innovation sector, we have to introduce the business side. So in this way, we develop a framework which is building blocks for the business excellence. We start from the vision, the strategy, the aim, and focusing to the core competence and KPI and business goals, and how to define very effective organization, how to do the team building, and also how to utilize different kinds of resources to finalize, to fulfill the strategies. So in this way, we combine innovation methodologies and technologies with the business way of thinking. This is the course modules we developed for such a system innovation and entrepreneurship courses. You see there are altogether 15 different sessions, and these sessions are combined into 4 categories. The first one is focus. The second is how to solve problems through start from the problem situations to the hypothesis of focus, and also how to identify and solve conflict problems. And
the voice of Mr. Wang is disappeared. Well, it seems he's disconnected for some reason. Anyway, maybe Mr. Lee, his colleague, can join us to fill the gap before joining again, Mr. Wang. Mr. Lee Huanju, are you here also? Please, our admin, please connect him, please.
I'm back now.
Oh.
I'm sorry, my internet
back.
connection is not so stable, so I will restart my screen. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. The other course we open in Tsinghua is the creative psychology and innovative thinking course. And in this course, we include 3 different kinds of modules. The first one is the theoretical knowledge of creativity. Second one is how to develop the ability to think creativity, and the series of personal creative development. And you can see that from the right hand of the picture, there is an cyclodynamic model of innovation we developed. There are altogether 6 levels. On the top levels, it's the innovative activities, including the scientific research, including technological innovation, and organizational management. And below that is the series and methods or tools for solving innovation problems, including trees, right? And right behind the water, beneath the water, is from level 1 to level 4 is the innovation basis, which is including the perception, the thinking, memory, mood, emotion, the way of doing things, motivation, or values, and also in the bottom is the temperament and character of a person. And also, of course, such a dynamic model will be greatly influenced by the surrounding environment. So this structure is the basic for us to develop such a creative psychology and innovative thinking course. And so that this course is quite different from the technology and tool course I mentioned just now. Also, this is the modularity structure of such a course. I mentioned that there are innovation capability and the creativity model, the thinking and the methods in the innovation process, and how mental process will be organized in the innovation process, and also finally the path to becoming a creative person. This part is about the innovation training camp I opened in the Tsinghua University. There is a very unique platform named XLab, which is a multidiscipline platform for the students to do innovation, to develop the new ideation, and to trial their first business. The students come from all different factors of Tsinghua. And I was together with George and also with Oleg, we are served as the innovation mentor of XLab platform to open the innovation training camp. This is not a real course, but mostly we are focusing on the exercise and the practices. The basis of such a camp is the so-called innovation lifecycle management. And in this management model, you can see there are altogether 6 steps or 6 stages. In the second one is the innovation stage. Between innovation, besides the innovation stage, is the first one ideation, and the third one is R&D stage. So we insert such an innovation stage between the ideation and R&D. That is try to tell the students, before you do real R&D, to do real engineering tasks, you have to take innovation way of thinking to see whether or not there is a breakthrough new principle or new concept. Yeah. And by such a life cycle management model, we come to some main features of such a training camp. For example, this camp is towards all students from Tsinghua University, and the topics are selected independently from the student, and we very concentrate on the real social demands, and also there are no formal discussed teaching but the mostly of the time will be taking to the explanation, to the guiding, to the discussion, and the summarization. So that this camp teachers or mentors and students work together to develop new ideas and the new principles. The effects of the course, right, different from other professional courses. The innovation and the entrepreneurship courses we offer teaches traversal knowledges. For example, the knowledge of how to apply professional knowledge from all domains. So that these courses will help the students to open their mind and let them better prepared for their future career. This is a very simple example from one of the students come from the electrical engineering department, and he tried to develop a so-called flexible electronics PCB from a very solid and very hard PCB. Yeah. So he can start from the problem situation and come to the CRA and come to the hypothesis and give a draft of the initial solution and make some improvements. And through the solvement of tactical conflict, he come to the final solution. This is a very scratchable and flexible electronics, which is can be used in the electronics skin, for example, or in the robotics industry. Now that we come from the third part of my presentation is the online education tools. All of you know that in the past 3 years, that the whole world was suffering from the pandemic, and also in China, there are very strict policy to make the people safety from the infection, so that we have to rely more or less on the online education tools. In Tsinghua, we all use the so-called reading classroom. This is an online education tool which combine the presentation, combine the discussion, combine the quiz and test, and combine the homework and exercise. All different functionalities are combined, integrated in such a online training tools, right? And we can do many online interactions, real-time interaction with the students. This is just a small examples. We often using the so-called solving mail software, also introduced by Korea just now. And also the second software is the Trace Trainer, which is a training software for the students to solid their process, solid their steps of way of thinking. This is our online ones, right? And now we come to the final stage, how to use Trace to improve the quality of teaching in our innovation courses. The problem is, for example, such a process and the software definitely need more times to train, to exercise. But such a lot of class time cannot be maintained the effect of the education. So time is quite limited, but to be a good student, he must use a lot of class time. So there is a conflict here. Yeah, the conflict pairs is the quality of teaching and the limited classroom time. We use the final ideal result and the physical contradictions to solve such a problem.
Mr. Wang, so sorry, 10 minutes before switching.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, the need to take class times, and also we cannot take much more class times because we have to ensure all the processes. So we have to introduce the so-called X element. Yeah, by resource analysis, we can identify our physical resources, we can identify our field resources, time resources, and spatial resources. And based on the analysis of all the required resources, we can get the initial sources. And also after the final analysis of such a result, we can get the final the best solution compared with the initial solutions. So the final solution is to add instructor-student communication features to Trace Trainer software. Especially, the first one is to adding an innovation function for each step of the answer. And second point is to adding a non-real-time teaching student communication function in this Trace Trainer softwares. Now we come to the final page. This is the implementation results we get from Tsinghua University after 5 semesters of use since 2020. You can see that all the students can be divided into 3 kind of categories. The top one is class A. Such students is within the 15% of all students. These students can do all the jobs quite well without additional trainings. So they are smart, they can grasp the ideas very quickly, and they can set up a very right or fast process without any hesitation. The second category, which combine the other 15 or half of the students, all the students can also give a better way of thinking, but they must access some kind of tutorials. The last category is the majority of all the students, about 35%. These students do things slowly. They need one step-by-step training And of course, their performance is not so good compared with the first category and second category. This result can be seen similar in different faculties, in different engineering departments. So we see that through the digitalization of the software, we can try to collect all the digital trace of the performance of different students and give us a better base to give insight about the performance of the students in the innovation training and practicing exercises.
5
so
minutes.
This is our practice and some results in Tsinghua University. Now we come to the Q&A. Do you have any questions?
Great, Mr. Wang. Thank you for your presentation and for having this time for discussion on the questions. We have a set of questions from our audience, and it seems the presentation was interesting for them. Thank you for sharing your experience and the process of organizing such courses at your university, and also with some cases, real cases and examples how they are used to prepare creative people. I have a couple of questions, but let we observe firstly our audience questions. First question, what kind of applications are used in innovation courses? Is there anything it's other than the trees trainer, for example, or something else which is developed by your team?
As I just mentioned just now, that Nikolai and his team, also including the George, collaborating with us from many years ago. So we developed the Chinese version of the software, Mill and Trees Trainer, and also we enhanced some features, especially the digitalization and analysis modules. Besides on such basic softwares, we introduce all the softwares in every class in Tsinghua University now.
Okay, thank you. And how many, there are a question from Anton Kulakov, how many real projects have been produced during the innovation courses? Can you maybe just mention some statistics?
Yeah, typically a course is will include 20 to 30 different students. And they were divided into 5 to 8 different small groups. And each group will submit a report at the end of the semester, and they will do their roadshow. So typically, we will get 5 to 10 results for each class.
Which are real projects from the industrial sphere?
Yeah. Some with a real engineering background, because they all select their topics from their R&D activities in their universities, in their faculties. Yeah.
Second question.
Also, I mentioned XLab, right? XLab platform. At XLab platform, the topics that come from the society, from the industry, not from the education and the research activities they do in university, come from industry.
Next question, how you combine system analysis and problem-solving approaches?
In fact, system analysis and the problem-solving techniques are very well combined or integrated in the process developed by Nikolai. Also, I believe that. But we try to start from the real analysis from the potential needs from the customer. So we not only start from the problem, we start from the initial invisible needs or future needs of the customer. And then we try to identify what is the real need for the customer and how to develop ideal, concept, right? To develop concept, and then come to the conflict. So it is the whole process.
Okay. Is the course in English available on remote from external people or just for usage in China?
Currently, all the colleges are teaching in Chinese. We do not move to the mood, but in Tsinghua there are a program to develop mood courses. We are now talking about the similar cooperation with the other master in the United States. I just mentioned Isaac, right? Bachman. We are talking about the possibility to move the course into English and open to the world.
Mm-hmm. And looks Tsinghua University is putting in use the software introduced in the speech of the previous keynote speaker. Any comments on that software and concrete example in practice? I think we already observed that example later, so that was asked before. Any benchmark on other universities, countries are deploying such concepts in their education programs? Have you such experience?
Currently, because our resources, our energy are also limited, so that we only concentrate in Tsinghua University. But we will extend our course to the PhD students, which will be starting next week in practical.
Mm-hmm.
So this presentation only concern about the master graduate students.
Mm-hmm. I think one more interesting question for everyone here, and it was also mentioned in chat, is about use of trees usage. Do you think that the audience, your students, are skilled enough to use trees tools? Have you any statistics of certified people who really can perform such projects using trees tools?
Because you all know that the students in Tsinghua are the top one, the top class in the China, right? They are very smart and very very quick to grasp new tools. So that when they I give a quarter, right? There are about 15% of the students can grasp the theory and tools very fast. So we believe that they can solve their future problems using trace tools. And we have the plan to, to trace their performance after our class, because we have altogether 6 years in teaching such a course in Tsinghua. And through such a statistic, we will give more report if there are any opportunity, for example, next year, for example.
Have you, by the way, identified any new Jack Ma personalities who are really creative and business-oriented people? I will ask this question to our other Chinese colleagues tomorrow, but for you too, please.
Sure. There are quite a few students who is very impressive to me.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's I think enough. We have now time for the break, but please, I'm mentioning that we have more questions in the chat, so please you can reply on them. We thank Mr. Jason Wang for his participation for the presentation and his colleague, Mr. Lee.